What's up, everybody? It is Two Generic Podcast. You're here with your host Cam and
Rich.
And today it is Super Bowl Sunday. So I threw on a little bit of Patriots gear because when it's the Super Bowl, it just reminds me that the Patriots are the best team ever.
Yep.
You're holding down a Boston team too, but you're going with the Celtics.
Celtics. They play today. They play at 2 against the Heat.
Yeah, they do. And hey, it's going to be a good game. Miami and Boston teams. Even Dolphins Patriots is always a banger. So
yeah, reason they always struggle.
Miami.
Yep.
So we got Super Bowl Sunday. I want to mention the Kobe Bryant statue. Shout out to Kobe with the pose. He's like this, putting the number 1 up, which I think is really funny right now with the LeBron rumors, kind of with New York and everything. And I live in LA now. The love ain't there for LeBron. If you go out to any of these little pop-up shops and these little Hollywood, thrift stores and trinkets, they have Kobe stuff. It's all Kobe memorabilia. There isn't LeBron stuff in stores that, tourists buy. You go to a place, you're going to see Kobe T-shirts. You're not going to be able to buy LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you name it. Well, obviously, you're not seeing Jordan either. You're just seeing Kobe. This is a Kobe city, and he'll always be number 1 in everybody's heart. So I think the fact that he picked out that pose just shows you how far in advance Kobe really knew he'd leave an impact. Then we're going to go to NBA Fast Break, NBA Top Shot. We'll set up a quick lineup and then move on from there because it's the Super Bowl Sunday and then trade deadline just finished. Those are the 2 main things I really want to discuss. Also, is the WNBA trade deadline or kind of free agency right now? It's very hot. Rich wants to discuss this and dive straight into it. He put me on to some signings I didn't even know happened. So I'm pretty sure if I didn't know they happened, you didn't know they happened. So we'll check that out in maybe about an hour, 45 minutes. We'll get that towards the end, which is the trade deadline. We're going to start off with the Super Bowl. You follow football much more than I do. Was this a predictable outcome, these 2 being at the end in the Super Bowl?
I think so. I think a lot of people thought that the Ravens, it was going to be their year. They were playing really well on both sides of the ball. And the Chiefs, really, they didn't look good at all in the regular season. Offensively, they didn't have much chemistry. It was a really quiet season for Travis Kelce and that Patrick Mahomes offense. And nobody else was really gelling with Patrick Mahomes. But the thing with the Chiefs this season was their defense. Their defense really carried them throughout the regular season and helped them make this postseason berth. And now they're back where they have been for the 4th time in 6 years, which is pretty amazing. And everyone, starts comparing, Mahomes or Brady to Mahomes or Mahomes to Brady. And it really is Brady-esque because Mahomes has been a starter in the NFL since 2018, and he's been to the AFC Championship game all 6 times. So it's pretty amazing what he's been able to do. Then on the other side with the 49ers, that was kind of predictable with the way they've played all season, with the defense they have, with the offense. I think, not a lot of people believe in Brock Purdy. I don't know if I really believe in Brock Purdy, but the weapons they have on offense, you have one of the best offensive players in the NFL in Christian McCaffrey. Then you have all those receiving weapons and George Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk.
And then you got Pacheco too.
Well, no, you got Pacheco on the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Pacheco's on the Chiefs. I'm tweaking.
Yeah, but Pacheco runs like he's mad at the ground too. He's stomping. Yeah. He's stomping when he's on the field. But and I think last time I checked, the Niners were 1.5 point favorites. But I think I'm taking the Chiefs. I just think it's just their experience, and they've just been able to turn it on in the playoffs. Kind of like with some of those older Brady teams with the Patriots. Like in the regular season, you just kind of thought they were average. They were able to beat, some of those bums in the AFC East. They had, easy wins against the Dolphins. I guess the Dolphins weren't even – they always kind of had problems with the Dolphins, but even the Bills and the Jets, they would run through, so they'd get an easy 4 or 5 wins right there. And then in the postseason, they just turn everything on. Brady looks amazing, and all his receivers look great, and the offense is clicking. So I feel like that's kind of what it's been with the Chiefs this season, or at least in the postseason now. But the thing is their defense. I think their defense is going to be key in the Super Bowl. So I'm taking the Chiefs in this one.
Okay. I think I'm going 49ers, mainly because Taylor Swift had some speech at the Grammys. Got to look into the conspiracy of it.
Oh, God.
She said 13 was her lucky number, right? So then I think Brock Purdy is number 13. Also, what is 49? 4 plus 9.
13.
13.
Do that math.
Yeah, simple math. 4 plus 9 equals 13. That's why the 49ers are winning. That's my whole thesis.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet to the point. Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13. 49ers win it.
I think they're going to cut to her at least 13 times tonight.
They might.
Don't let Travis Kelce score a touchdown.
Oh, my God. If Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, bro, it's going to be crazy.
He's going to ruin Usher's performance.
Right. He might take over Usher's performance and then go and sing himself if he scores. Him and Taylor, they'll do a duet. They'll keep passing the mic off. It'll be so romantic.
Yep. Man.
Other than that, like I said, I haven't paid too much attention to this NFL season. I haven't been really locked into the NFL for a few years. So yeah, I wasn't too knowledgeable about it. I will be tuning in though. I think this is a Super Bowl that I haven't watched. Like I said, I haven't watched in a couple of years, but I might tune into this. Ever since Brady retired, I just been like, whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, it really isn't as fun. If it wasn't for fantasy football, I probably wouldn't watch it as much in betting. It isn't as intriguing to me anymore.
Yeah, my peak year was when Brady went to Tampa. That was the last year I was like 100% locked into the NFL.
Yep.
Because that was so cool. Like, he joined this team. They got a couple signings and stuff. Everything was cool. They end up winning the Super Bowl. And then what did they sign? Leonard Fournette the next year?
No, they had Leonard Fournette.
They had Leonard Fournette when they won. Okay, yeah. Did they win? He won the first year he went there?
Yeah, Brady won the first year he went there.
Yeah, he won the first year. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that was the only year I've ever really watched of the Bucs. And the last year of the NFL that I really tuned into.
Yeah, and then the next year they lost. They lost in the divisional game against the Rams, and they almost came back. And then the corners got fried by Cooper Kupp on like 2 plays, so it set them up perfectly for a touchdown or for a field goal. And then last year they lost in the first round of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
that's sad.
It is.
Losing to the Cowboys in the playoffs, like they're historic choke jobs, to be honest.
But honestly, he should have just left after. If he would have retired after the Rams game, that Rams divisional game, because that was one of his better years. He had a much better regular season in his second season with the Buccaneers than he did in his first one. Everything was clicking. And then he went back in his last year. Terrible.
And then he got the divorce. I remember that because there was this discourse around Brady about how he was throwing out of like passes basically. So, Brady, obviously people throw it out of bounds. They're not intentional grounding, but like to avoid the sack and you throw it past the line of scrimmage, this is basic football. But Brady, I guess, was kind of ducking and being a little extra soft in his last year. And they were saying like his mind wasn't really like committed to football at that point, which is crazy to think Tom Brady not being committed to football. But I think he was going through too much in his personal life, tried to extend his career, tried to probably prove it to himself. Like he was losing his girl. He knew it. He was like, I gotta toughen up. But like mentally, he wasn't all there to be feeling that way. Like he felt invincible because he had this whole family structure. His life was so in order for so long. The second one started to crumble, I think his confidence across the board crumbled. And that's reasonable. Your wife's worth $1 billion. She's one of the most popular women in the world, one of the most beautiful women in the world, the wealthiest women in the world. Like, she really, that's a big thing. It's your wife, the mother of your kids. He really started to fall apart there. But, I just kind of lost love for the NFL. And you know me, I played football from 3rd grade to my senior year in high school. Like, I played football. I loved football. I was a maniac. I love tackling. I love having fun like that. Like, I don't know. Just football was amazing. But the sport watching it is just not as fun to me. And I
Yeah.
think when it was the Patriots, when it felt like it was me, like my home team, you know, like same way you root for the Celtics, like, it's your home team, like you identify with it, you know? And then
Right.
the second, you know, all my guys start to retire, I stop playing, Brady stops playing. I'm like, I guess
Stop playing. The two greatest.
the two greatest ever just retired, and it was just over for me.
Yeah, why would you want to watch football then?
Right,
Exactly.
but seriously though, like, and then they take out the hitting, and I played outside linebacker. I played some safety at times, but like I loved hitting. I loved especially playing linebacker, like Will or Sam, like weak side, strong side, no matter what, like blitzing an A gap and hitting the fullback or blitzing the B or C gap. Like nothing is more fun than that, and meeting somebody in the middle and then trying to make a play after, because you're hitting a blocker, but you still have to stay like up, keep your head on a swivel. Same thing you got to kind of do in basketball as like a guard or anybody who facilitates. Got to keep your head up at all times. So you're going full speed into somebody, hitting, like all that's just so fun, the competitiveness of it. But watching it, the flags, the Vegas, the everything about it is just so annoying to watch the NFL now. You could call a hold on every play, technically. And the ones they do, it's always a play that actually matters. There's holding, and they'll gain 4 yards. They won't say nothing. But if they gain 14 yards, they'll throw a flag. And I'm like, that was the only entertainment in the past 8 plays.
Yeah. And
you know, and it's like, oh, well, fucking, you know, McCaffrey can't hit his over because too many people hit it. So they already know he's going to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
I mean, there's certain tackles they're trying to do away with as well.
And I've seen some of the most egregious tackles get called. Like, egregious in the way of, like, it's not targeting. You know? Like, when you watch it, you're like, what could he have done? I've seen people. Did you see, who was it? Was it Christian Wilkins from Springfield? He got the sack and the safety, and then they called it against him. I forgot who it was against.
I can't remember that.
It was this year. I know I seen it on the timeline. Christian Wilkins. You watch me play basketball against him.
Mm-hmm.
Remember coming to my men's league when I played for the Evolution with the gray T-shirts?
Big guy.
Yeah. You literally seen Christian Wilkins play basketball before he got drafted. Before he got to Clemson, if anything, he might have been a freshman at Clemson when he played against me, but still, like, that dude's a real athlete, and he sacked the QB, placed him down, rolled, didn't lean on him, and they still called him for it, and he did it textbook.
Yeah, because that's what they don't want you putting all your pressure on the quarterback.
They don't want you putting the body weight, and he did like a roll. He did everything he had to do. They still call the flag, and it was a safety. Like, you could tell they're trying to prevent that from happening when you call it on that. When he does the textbook roll, and you can't land on the guy.
Yeah. Well, the main
nonsense rules for trash quarterbacks that got hurt during a play.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers got laid on once, and now there's a shoulder roll rule that you can't land on quarterbacks because he broke his collarbone. Or it's like, you know, and then what happened with did something happen to Romo that a rule came into play? Didn't Romo get smashed one time?
I don't remember.
Something about the lower legs. I think it was Romo. I know Brady tore his ACL from a low hit, but I think that one was unavoidable.
Yeah, that was like 08.
There was one of them that was like really bad, and they basically made like you can't hit the QB below his knees. You can't land on the QB. Like, these rules just start compiling, and eventually it's like you can't even look at the QB.
It's gonna be flag.
A new rule is gonna be like the DBs can't look at the quarterback. That's the only way they can play defense.
It's gonna be
if they
flag.
look, they're gonna throw the flag.
It's gonna be flag football soon.
Yeah, it's going to be flag football, 7-on-7, no linemen, because they're like, oh, well, the linemen are getting concussions. They keep hitting each other every play.
That's what they do in the Pro Bowl now. They're doing flag football.
Yeah, right. Flag football in the Pro Bowl, which I think it makes a little more sense. If you take a step back and you realize that, like in the NBA, these guys aren't really trying. It's a layup line, everything else. They are putting their bodies on the line. That's the one thing about football is there's
I'd
real stuff.
rather them have not just not have the game.
You rather not have the game.
And just name the Pro Bowlers. Whoever was, named to the Pro Bowl, they're Pro Bowlers. But then they do Pro Bowl games. I think they do dodgeball and stuff like that, and they do kind of targets for the quarterbacks. I guess just stuff like that.
Because there's like a Nickelodeon. Doesn't Nickelodeon own streaming rights to the NFL too? When they do some like cartoony version.
Yeah, they're doing it for the Super Bowl too, and I think they do it for some football playoff games too.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick, I think, are the hosts.
Yeah, so I just rather not watch. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in I don't know how long.
I mean, they're making it kiddie. They're making it kind of fun or whatever, which I get. So flag football for the All-Star Game, Pro Bowl, whatever. Even if they just wanted to have it like be a charity thing, like some top players can go, but you don't have to. It could be almost any player in the NFL can kind of go. More of a fun game, kind of just like a week off for everybody.
But I don't really like that either because it's like you're rewarding guys for not being one of the top players. I mean, only the guys that are the top players should be able to go to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler because he needed to replace people.
His rookie year, too. He was a Pro Bowler as a rookie, so that definitely clouded everyone's mind thinking he was going to be the next Brady.
But it ruins it. The top players should be there, and if they're not there, then just don't do it.
Right.
I'm gonna watch guys that don't deserve to be there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, but they should use it more of like a convention,
Yeah, that would make more sense.
I'm reading the chat right now. Super Bowl is rigged. He wanted the Lions. Lions are the future.
Lions and Ravens would have been a cool Super Bowl too.
It would have been. Even though, what's his name? Amon-Ra St. Brown cost me big time.
Did cost you big time.
Cost me like 3 G's on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
You just couldn't catch one touchdown? He had a 1.5. 1.5. I moved it to just 1, and he still couldn't get 1. Oh, my God. This is why I don't bet. This is exactly why I don't bet. Because now I got beef with a dude I never even seen play.
Yeah, don't bet football. It's Vegas.
Don't bet football. I mean, I got the I was going to call him Kevin Love. Jordan Love. I got him right, though.
You
got
did.
a bunch of other people right. The one dude was the star who didn't do anything.
Jordan Love is that guy, though.
Jordan Love's nice.
Yes.
Like I said, I haven't been watching enough to really show these guys true love and understand, like, he's a good player. He's great. Yada yada.
He's got like the same mechanics as Rodgers. He really looks like Rodgers. And his stance, his throwing motion, is pretty cool.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
I think they're going to be pretty good.
All I know is the Patriots better draft somebody good, somebody cool, and hopefully, we actually have a good quarterback for next year.
Yeah, they're saying they're probably going to trade Mac Jones, so they're going to have to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, because they're not dealing with the Zapster either.
No, Zappy's cheeks.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
No Zappy, no Mac Jones.
So it's
I hear there's a good dual threat quarterback, and then some Patriots fans are like all in, some Patriots fans aren't.
Yeah, there's Jaden Daniels from LSU, Caleb Williams from USC, who actually he was better last season than he was this season. Then you Drake May from North Carolina.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get one of those guys because they have the second overall pick or something like that. So they're gonna get one of those quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You would think, unless they make a move for a veteran quarterback, because the Broncos are trying to trade Russell Wilson. I think Kirk Cousins could get traded from the Vikings, but he's 35, 36, coming off a torn Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I really want that. Maybe a few years ago, I would definitely take Kirk Cousins, but and Russell Wilson is old as hell, so
I don't like Russell.
I wouldn't want either one of those.
I would take Kirk Cousins. A young Kirk. Kirk Cousins,
young Kirk.
as Skip used to call him.
I take Kirk Heinrich as my starting
Kirk
quarterback.
Heinrich's pretty good. A good QB. He's about 6'5", throws a good ball
With the goggles.
with the vision.
Mm-hmm.
can't beat it.
He was meant to be a quarterback.
He was. He's from Iowa.
He shouldn't have been in the NBA.
He's from Iowa. He should have been a football player. He's from the middle of the country, the heartland, and he was out here hooping.
Against all odds.
Giving you some Iowa Sioux Falls buckets.
See?
Y'all don't know about Sioux Falls.
Falls. He was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark.
Right. He was the original Caitlin Clark, Kirk Heinrich. All right. All right. So we're done with the Super Bowl. We've moved on to Kirk Heinrich and the best era of basketball, the Kobe Bryant era.
We should.
So we're going to give a shout out to number 1, Kobe Bean Bryant. And Kobe was somebody who represented like the villain, the sports villain to me. You could say how, you've seen Kobe, but growing up, I had 2 sports villains. It was Derek Jeter and it was Kobe Bryant. And they're the same person to me. Like 20 plus years, supreme greatness for an organization that was my rival. And there is nothing but respect for them because they always showed up to play and they always made sure to stick it to the other side of the fans. Like they were great Yankees and Lakers. Like Jeter and Kobe represent all of the best things in sports, hard work and just like excellence, winning. That's really what it comes down to, is winning in class. And they did it with that every single time. They demanded more of their teammates. And I think they were better teammates than even people gave them credit for. Like people, now that Jeter's retired, but when he was in there, he was perfection. He batted almost 300 every year, had a above average glove, but definitely never best in the league. But was just incredible, consistent all the way through, and always brought his team up a level. People, now they call him a ladies' man, and he was out doing this and that. But at the end of the day, like Jeter really held it down for the Yankees, and he made the Red Sox life a living hell. And as a Celtics fan, Kobe did the exact same thing for my entire childhood. Made the Celtics and every other fan base's life a living hell because he would just come into your arena and shut it down.
Yep.
So, yeah, the Kobe Bryant, man, always will remember him. What do you think about the statue?
I think it's pretty cool, and I like that she made additions to it, and then Kobe was the one who wanted the statue this way. So if you don't like it, tough shit. I thought that was pretty cool by her.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there were a lot of talks and rumblings in the media, like who designed this? Is this a shot at LeBron? I heard people saying this Lakers who put this statue together, and kind of like, are they booting LeBron out because they wouldn't make a trade for him for the deadline? They don't want to make this team a championship contender. So is this a shot? And I'm glad Vanessa Bryant came out and said he picked this statue out years ago. So don't come out and say this is this and this is that. This is exactly what it was. He picked it out, and that's the story.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. But yeah. You have some memories of Kobe.
Yeah, not as much. LeBron was probably more of a villain for my childhood.
Yeah.
From what
I feel like the big three, once he went to Miami, right? That's kind of when your like basketball conscious starts.
Probably more so. Like I don't really remember the finals that much. I remember Kevin Garnett. I always liked Kevin Garnett since he came to Boston, but I don't remember a lot of the games for whatever reason.
I think you had a KG jersey when you were little.
I do, and then I just got one.
Oh, you got another?
Yeah, Mom got me one for Christmas or my birthday 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay. Nice. Can't go wrong with the big ticket.
No. But yeah,
Did
LeBron
you know the Lakers were supposed to get Kevin Garnett, that there was tampering with that trade?
Really? Thank God he didn't go there.
I just heard about it this week. I actually didn't know. Back then I was younger, so I don't think I was really in the trade mix and worried about salary caps and everything else. I was like 12. So when it happened, I just knew KG was coming to my team. Thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And I found out, I don't know exactly what the trade offer was, but yeah, it was through a podcast. And one of the old reporters was talking about, yeah, the Lakers fans are still kind of rubbed the wrong way about Kevin Garnett. And then he kind of went into it and saying that the Lakers made a stronger offer than the Celtics did. But there was that backdoor deal that they already knew. Ray Allen was signing with the Celtics, and this is how the trade was going to go. KG was going to choose where he wanted. It wasn't up to Minnesota, the GM, and to say, like, whatever. KG gave his heart and soul to Minnesota. No doubts about it. He won an MVP there, and he played his heart out. It wasn't his fault why they couldn't succeed. So they owed it to Kevin Garnett to trade him to a place where he wanted to go. So the Lakers couldn't get Kevin Garnett even though they offered more. It was an interesting story.
Celtics would have never made it anywhere without Kevin Garnett, too. They needed him.
Because, who would have been running that position? Leon Poe?
Yeah, like no one was going to replace him, especially on defense, too.
Yeah, as much as I love Poe and Brandon Bass and Glenn Davis, they're backup power forwards.
Yeah, no question.
They are not the starting power forward, and especially the level that Kevin Garnett is.
Yep.
Kevin Garnett was on a whole nother level. I love KG. His pregame stuff, he'd headbutt the stanchion. And that speaks to why I love KG. We're talking about football. Was at heart, I was a football player, and I also played basketball. And just like that energy of just like
level of
pumped up. What's up?
That level of intensity. No one.
Yeah, that level of intensity that was like that I knew was necessary to compete at, and that I also bring that intensity to the basketball court, playing tough defense, talking smack whenever I can, do whatever. But like boxing out on a rebound, being rough. And it was just like KG embodied that, just this hustle, this aggressiveness, and that type of dog that they really needed to win a championship in Boston. And they did it. And they beat the Lakers.
I never seen somebody sweat as much as he did.
Yeah.
Kevin, like live, I never seen nothing like it.
They said KG would get a sweat right before the game. Like he would do a full workout just so he was sweating and like he would feel better and feel ready.
Right.
Paul Pierce was a little different. He would do a workout like 3-4 hours before. He would try to get it as early as possible. So he would already actually have a workout in the books, rest, and then play a game.
Right.
Everyone's got their own routine and stuff for basketball, but it was pretty interesting that you got two stars on the team. One guy likes to warm up 5 hours before the game. One guy likes to warm up 30 minutes before the game and get a real sweat going. It's interesting.
Right.
That's why I like all these little stories and why I wanted to be a journalist, because I thought it would be cool covering teams. You learn all these little nuances, and hardcore fans love that type of information. Like it's fun to just learn about, Ray Allen eats a cup of yogurt before every game. Like, why does he eat yogurt? Like, what's the story behind it? And, you just find these funny things. He doesn't eat a cup of yogurt. I just made that up. But it's like Marshawn Lynch eats Skittles during the games. And it was because, I guess, a coach or something would give them candy if they did good. I forgot what the whole story was.
Hennessy, too.
Yeah, he would do a little shot of Henny, too. But yeah, like there's these certain little stories that are just fun. And yeah, I just love hearing about that kind of stuff. So shout out to the good journalists covering stuff, good beat reporters. All right, Kobe statue. We spent enough time on that. Let's go to fast break.
Okay.
Last night I got robbed. And I'll show you why.
You only got 2 games today, too.
Yeah. So yesterday, it's make 40 field goals in 75 attempts.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, I'll zoom in.
That's good.
So 40 field goals, 75 field goal attempts.
Yep.
If we add this up, check this out. 10, 9, so that's 19, 28, 35, 39. One short.
Made 39 field goals? Jesus.
And I got the 70. It was 77 attempts and 39 makes.
Yeah, those guys are going to get the shots up. You know, Kuzma and Cam Thomas are definitely going to get the shots up.
But you need the makes too, though.
Yeah.
But see, this is why I don't like Cam Thomas being labeled a gunner, because look at this, 19 for 9, and Kawhi is 18 for 7. This is a higher percentage than Kawhi.
Yeah, but Kawhi was actually a surprisingly off shooting night for him. He's always incredibly efficient.
Yeah, he is very efficient.
And
this is where I messed up, because Kyrie had a questionable and Luka had a questionable, and they were like doubtful more than questionable.
I guess not.
Tim Hardaway.
Yeah.
And he only gets 4.
You never know what night you're going to get from Tim Hardaway Jr.
You don't. So you know what? I played it, and I maybe played it dumb. Tonight is pick 5 players who will each get at least 2 free throws made.
That's got to be easy.
You'd think.
And how many days of this do you have left?
I'd have to go back. I don't know. I haven't won too much this time. What's going on with Fast Break right now? Being slow.
Was that Sonny in the background?
Yeah, he's meowing a little. He's always talking his shit.
Right.
What is going on with this? All right, here we go. So we got Boston in the Heat. 11 a.m. Does that mean the Celtics started?
No, they start at 2.
Oh, all right. I was hoping that wasn't like Eastern time, because it was 11 a.m. Eastern time. That means 8 a.m. here. All right. So 2 free throws. I mean, I want to win tonight.
Tatum easy.
Tatum and Brown. I can't pick Shea. I already used him.
See, Jimmy Butler's questionable, right?
Yeah, he's questionable.
I've seen personal reasons. Questionable for personal reasons.
Oh, all right. So if it's personal reasons, then I'm going to try to do Bam.
I would take Bam regardless.
Fox is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This is the tough one. And I think if it's Jimmy out, then I should just take Hero.
Yeah. Anybody else? No. Yeah, not Malik Monk.
Jaquez Jr. goes to the line more than Hero. Maybe Rozier?
To be honest, I would take Hero over Rozier.
You would take Hero over Rozier?
Yeah. Let me look how many free throws they take.
Yeah, hold on. Terry Rozier stats.
Yeah, hold up.
He hasn't been scoring.
So Tyler Hero,
he's shooting terrible, too.
Tyler Hero averages 2.3 free throw attempts per game, 83.8% free throw line.
They're not showing me the attempts in his last 10 for free throws.
Rozier has averaged 4.3 with the Hornets, and he has averaged 9 through 9 games. He has averaged, where is it? 2.6 free throw attempts per game with Miami. So
that's a toughie. Yeah, I'm trying to find where I could get some actual game stats of his recent. Yeah. So I guess he only attempted 1 free throw against the Spurs. Yeah, against the Spurs recently.
But the game before that, he was 2 of 3, then 3 of 3,
and then 11 of 11.
Yeah, then 11 of 11. So,
I think he hit a low point. Honestly, I think I'm. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what Hero's doing. Hero in the last 5, he hasn't even attempted a free throw in the last 3 games.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rozier's got the ball more. I'm going to go Scary Terry.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to lock this one in. If I don't win it, man, I haven't winning anyway.
But it all depends on Butler, too, if he plays.
Yep, so this is the lock-in right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe if Butler plays, I'm gonna switch it up. So I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm gonna go Rozier.
I feel like 3 out of the 5 are locks. Fox, Tatum, and Adebayo are locks.
Yeah. It's JB. JB's pretty inconsistent. He has days where he's like 8 free throws and then 1.
And he's an inconsistent free throw shooter too.
Yeah, it just depends if he's aggressive.
Because
Back to your question. I've been losing everything this week by like a hair.
Big
Like
5
this.
for at least 10 blocks and 35 rebounds to earn your win.
I got 30 rebounds with Gobert and Wembanyama and 5 blocks and then 7 blocks. So look at that. I got all these boards, but no blocks. So
that's Jackson with rebounds.
I know. These 3 got it by themselves. 16, 14, 5. Like for rebounds. They covered it. But it's just the blocks. I didn't get anything from these 2. I didn't need their boards either. So it's like I just needed some defense.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Like I won this night. Free throws attempted, free throws made. Cam Thomas carried the night with DeRozan. This one was terrible. Assist to turnover ratio. I got to 18, not 25. This one, Sabonis killed it. 15 assists, 19 rebounds, and I still lost because Ben Simmons put up a goose egg.
Zion doesn't really do a lot all the time either.
Yeah, Zion grabbed no boards that game. 3 boards. Braun had 4. Luka didn't even drop dimes. It was a weird week. I won this night. Everybody at least got 25 points. This was solid. 3-pointers made versus 3-pointers attempted. Curry shit the bed that night and really messed up. Same with Paul George. 0 threes made. He attempted 8.
Golly.
Yep, and then 4 for 1. 1 for 4 here. And then this was last night. Yeah, I already showed you. And then this was my last win. 5 players who combined for at least 12 offensive rebounds. So I knew these guys would get it. So I just threw in Reggie Jackson. I feel like it was a bold move. But I felt it in my bones because I think Capella was out and maybe Onyeka Okongwu. So I just said, come on, Sadiq Bey is going to get everything.
Yeah.
I almost just called him Kamali Bey, who was a basketball player from Springfield. He played at Sabas, and he scored, I think, over 2,000 points in high school.
Damn.
Yeah. He was a beast. He was like 6'4", built. He was like a little LeBron. He was a little older than me, probably like 4 years older. So probably class of like 2008, 2009. He was the real deal. He went on and I think he played D2. He did really well. But yeah, Sadiq Bey, I knew these guys would get it. So yeah, Reggie Jackson, because I didn't want to waste somebody, Yeah. Because you could only pick people once, and I'm already having a bad week. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to lose. Like, I'm pretty confident in these guys. Let's see if I don't waste Aaron Gordon. That's what I was really going to do. I was going to put in Aaron Gordon here, but I didn't want to waste him just in case I could use him on another night.
Right.
And then, we can set tomorrow's too. So it's 5 players who will combine for at least 5 steals and 35 assists.
There's probably a lot of games tomorrow too.
So we need 5 steals, 35 assists.
I don't know if LaMelo's back yet either. I don't think LaMelo's back.
That would have been a good pick.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Trey is perfect for this. That's why I saved Trey. Garland's back. I didn't know I didn't use him already. I thought I used Garland.
KCP, no. He's questionable anyway.
Shoot, I might just take Murray. I know these guys get big minutes, so I'm like, I just need somebody who could.
Embiid's out.
Edwards.
DiVincenzo is going to play a lot. I don't know.
Dante gets a lot of steals.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of minutes, or even more minutes with all the trades and all the injuries. So.
You're right. I think Dante was a good pick.
We keep scrolling, though. Keep scrolling.
Because this is all – it's by steals, not even by assists. I wish I could calibrate this better.
Yeah, see, Neesmith wouldn't be big with assists, but he'd probably be big with steals.
I know you got to pick like some guys for defense, some guys for offense.
Yeah, but Garland's a good pick because he could do both.
I got Halliburton here too.
Halliburton could just go crazy with the dimes.
I'm gonna take out Garland for now. I don't know if Trey Jones is gonna play.
And I think Garland is still kind of on a minutes restriction too.
Okay.
And DiVincenzo, he's going to be playing a lot of minutes with all those guys out.
You think Murray and Trae Young is a solid backcourt? I think this is decent because they're both going to get over 30 minutes. They should get the assists. They should get some steals together.
Right. I wouldn't want to use, those guys, like both of those guys on the same night,
But it's coming towards an end. Let me show you. Here, we'll lock this in, but then we could just go back.
Wait, Anthony Edwards is there?
Yeah, I put Edwards in there.
Oh, I didn't even see it. But DiVincenzo with the minutes, the last 5 games, 38, 40, 40, 43, and 39. So he's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
He has 6 steals over the last 5 games.
Yeah, let me back out of this real quick. It's been loading so slow.
Yeah.
Driving me nuts. All right, here we go. So I only got 5 days left, and I'd have to win all 5 days to get the second pack. 4 wins gets me the first pack, common pack. This one gets me a rare pack. So if I win this night, then I got to win pick 5 players combined for at least 4 double-doubles. That's not a DeJounte Murray night.
That's a Trae Young night.
I don't know. Are they playing? Let me see. NBA schedule on the 13th.
You mentioned Murray, so I just mentioned.
13th, the Hawks don't even play.
Yeah, they don't play, so never mind.
So, yeah, this is a double-double night. Double-double for this would probably be like Porzingis, Sabonis for the Kings, maybe like a Gobert or a Cat, Anthony Davis, that type of thing. Giannis.
You have Jalen Duren?
I don't own a Duren moment. Duren, let me see. I'll pull this up real quick.
Double.
I don't think I own a Duren. I think Duren's kind of expensive because the only things available are his rookie cards. Or no, here. Yeah, the cheapest Duren is $19, and then the rare is $77. Another rare is $200, and then the legendary to play him 3 times is $1,700.
Damn.
Yeah, until they drop a common, I don't know if I'm gonna get Jalen Duren or be able to play him. But his moment will come out.
Yeah.
It'll come out soon enough. But yeah, I can't play him this night. 14th, there is a Hawks game. And the 14th would be 5 players who will combine for at least 150 points. It's a big night, though, so I got a lot of options. There's like 14 teams playing or something. Oh, no, there's 12 games, 24 teams playing. So I should be fine there. I would love to have Trey that night, though, because he does put up big numbers. And then the last one is going to be pick 5 players who will combine for at least 10 3-pointers and 25 rebounds. Wow. So, yeah, those are the fast break lineups. Jalen Duren's too expensive. So we'll leave it on that. Do you want to do NBA or WNBA free agency or trade deadline right now?
Let's start WNBA.
All right, let's start WNBA. So we have this big old list of moves, right? We can bring this back. So this one right here, we'll start it just the end of January. We can look at some stuff. AWOC for the Wings is gone.
Means nothing.
They cut Rupert, which they should have. She wasn't really playing that well. Shug Sutton is pretty nice, and I'm glad she's going to be a backup. She's a really good backup for a guard. I don't think she's a starting point guard in the WNBA, but you get some buckets off the bench from her. That's solid. I like Joyner Holmes, solid big. John Quell signed in 2 years. Traded Tiffany Mitchell to the Suns for Heidemann.
Heidemann, you didn't see that?
You didn't tell me Natisha Heidemann got traded to the Lynx?
Oh, no, you've been missing everything.
I've been missing everything. I love Heidemann.
Yeah, so Minnesota got Heidemann, Courtney Williams, and Alana Smith.
Elena Smith.
Elena Smith, excuse me. Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, she's a baller. You better get her name right.
They already got her. They got Dorka Juhas, Nafisa Collier. They got a squad.
Yeah. No, they're building a real team. And then so Kalani Brown, since AWOC they suspended her contract, they kept another big, Kalani Brown, which I think was solid. Kalani plays really good next to McCowan, or like behind McCowan, I should say.
Great. She's a great backup center. Great
backup center. She could pop out, hit a three sometimes. She's got some sauce to her game. You know, I like her.
Better offensively than.
What else? Stokes re-signed, which I think is huge. She's a great backup big. Does exactly what they need at that level.
I don't know what they're going to do, though, if they're going to start her next year or Candace Parker.
Oh, they're gonna probably start Parker just off the respect, but she'll probably just keep playing less and less as she's doing more and more TV.
Yeah, she was playing minutes last year, too, before she got hurt.
Yeah.
She was playing probably.
Natasha Cloud 9 on the Mercury now.
I love that.
Rachel Banham on the Sun. Didn't we have her a long time ago?
I don't even remember.
Am I tripping on that? Or am I thinking of a different Lynx player? Do we ever have McBride?
Kayla McBride?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, maybe we had Banham a long time ago in Connecticut. I'm forgetting. One of those Minnesota players was playing for the Sun, and I liked when they played for the Sun. I'm drawing a blank. Diggins going to the Storm is huge.
And Nneka Ogwumike. Okay.
And Nneka?
Yeah, you didn't see
hear that news.
Yeah, it's gonna be Skylar Diggins Smith, Nneka Ogwumike, and Jewel Lloyd, and Ezzy Magdagor. Right. They got a squad in Seattle now.
Yeah, Ezzy took some big steps last year. She hits the three consistently now.
And now they have, they were at the bottom of the league. Now they're going to be at the top of the league. They're top.
How Jordan Canada got signed and traded. That's crazy.
Yeah, Atlanta's got some players on their team now. They're going to be better this year.
For the 8th pick, I mean, there's some good players in this upcoming draft. But to move up 4 spots, they got rid of Jordan Canada for McDonald.
Yeah, that Sparks team blew it up. They lost 2 of their top players. I mean, those were their 2 best players last year, Jordan Canada and Ogwumike. Ogwumike was a free agent, but
right. But dang, man, to move up 4 spots, you get rid of Jordan Canada. That's madness. This one right here, the Dream are kind of signing some
some one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one players.
I already got Ryan, and then they signed Ariel Powers. So they got some buckets on their team.
Yeah.
I mean, just those.
Signed Didi. Okay. Ray Burrell. This poor girl gets cut by every team.
Yeah, the Mystics might be the worst team in the league.
Yeah. Liberty got Dojkic.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Dojkic ain't bad.
A nice player off the bench.
She was on the Storm last year.
Yeah, she was a rookie, I think.
She was a rookie, yeah. I mean, Rebecca Allen. Okay, there we go. 2-year deal. What's up? Why does it say sign and trade?
For Rebecca Allen, I don't know why it says
Wait,
that.
the Sun traded Rebecca Allen for Mariah Jefferson?
Mariah Jefferson. I was actually really hyped
love
about
Mariah
that.
Jefferson, and she's back in UConn. She's back in the Sun.
Have a point. The Sun have a true point
I
guard
love
now.
this. Oh my God, my boy Jesse. I know Mariah Jefferson's boyfriend.
Told me, yep.
Yeah, my boy Jesse. I was telling him, I'm like, bro, the next time she plays the Sun, we gotta link up and go to a game. Like, we'll go support. She was like, all right, it'd be cool, but she's in Phoenix.
And now she plays for this. Yeah,
and
perfect.
then the one time she came, I think it was like in August or something. I forget when it was exactly, but I already had moved and I wasn't available to go to the one game that she was playing in Connecticut. So that's awesome. I love to see Mariah Jefferson in a Connecticut Sun uniform, back in her home state.
I was gonna go to that game, but Taurasi wasn't playing, so I didn't want to go.
And that's dope because she signed a 3-year contract last year. So she's locked up. Like, she's a Sun probably until she retires.
I like
at
that.
least 2 more years of her at point guard, and maybe she'll get like an extension or something like that. But that's awesome.
So now you have her, Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Jones in your starting lineup.
I thought Thomas wasn't coming back.
He's not coming back?
That's what I heard. I heard at the end of the year she was thinking about like going with a new squad in free agency or something.
Sun would be trash then.
Billings. Wow, we got Mo Jeff. I'm hyped. I did not know that at all.
Got Tiffany Mitchell too.
Yeah, Tiffany Mitchell just got some handle. They might be a fun combo together.
Yeah.
And I was done watching Heidemann be my point guard, though. I'll tell you that. I love Mariah Jefferson way more than I love Natisha Heidemann.
And Taisha Harris, she should have been starting over Heidemann last year.
That's what I'm saying. Taisha Harris was incredible last year, way better than Heidemann, but our bench unit was so bad, and we had like no ball handlers and no playmakers that we had to have Harris on the bench. Because if you had Heidemann with the second unit, she would just dribble up the court and chuck up a 3 because she wasn't producing anything else.
No.
If we only had Mo Jeff last year, I think we could have had a better run.
Probably.
I'm upset. But yeah, this is huge. NECA doing a 1-year deal with the Storm. Signed their rookie scale contract, Sorare. She didn't play last year, right? She was injured.
Who are you talking about?
The Stephanie Soares?
No, she didn't play last year.
I think she was hurt. Copper and Birch. That's the very slept on part of this. Birch was solid. Do you remember her in our fantasy league? For a couple of weeks, she actually looked like she was going to be a good option because they were giving her minutes. Whatever. You might not remember Birch.
No, I remember. I remember Elena Smith.
Oh yeah, Elena Smith was my lock for the year.
For real.
Parker, Kaysir. Good for Kaysir. You know, KPJ broke her neck and she's back in the WNBA. But that's why they had to make the statement and bring it all back, because if he broke her neck, how is she playing in the WNBA?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
They can't be happening at the same time. She can't be some victim of a broken neck and can't play anymore, but also be a WNBA player. So, she had to retract one to be able to be a WNBA player. She's talking about she has permanent spinal damage. She's not going to get cleared to play professional sports. So, it is a messed up situation where I wonder if the neck thing was a lie all along, or it's a lie so she could get back in the league. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Theories. I hear you.
But this is real life, though. As much as conspiracy theories, we don't always get the whole 100% truth with things. And for a police report to be brought back, and then they said no, they were the medical records were false, that she didn't have a spinal fracture. It's just weird, you know, like you don't go out and say someone has a spinal fracture unless they do.
You would think.
It's just strange to me. It really is. Either she does have a spinal fracture or she doesn't. Like an x-ray, like you're not going to find a crack in a bone for no reason. A crack isn't going to magically appear one day and magically disappear the next day and say it never happened. So it's just strange. That's all. I want the truth. Is KPJ actually an abuser the way they were claiming? Or was this like some who knows what? And maybe both parties are at fault or whatever, like an abusive relationship both ways, whatever it is, it seems messed up. And we just need the truth on it. We just need what's actually happening. But I'm happy she's back in the league, and I'm happy it sounds like she's in good health because that's important. The Aces signing Bria Hartley, I think, is really smart, and she's just such a good vet. She gets hurt all the time, but she works hard. She's not flashy. She makes the right reads. She makes the smart pass. It's always the extra pass with Bria Hartley. When she catches triple threat, she's looking around. She's not looking for herself. I've always liked Hartley.
I'm UConn too.
Yeah, right. Mainly the reason why I know how good of a player she is because I watched her for so long. And then Kennedy Carter, you know, she just gets crossed up everywhere she goes. She can't play defense. Every week you'll see a top 10 WNBA highlights, and I promise you, Kennedy Carter is on the other end of the highlight every time. She's always on one of them. But yeah, there's been a lot of movement. Of course, the Connecticut Sun again bring back Bernadette Hattar. Do you know who she is?
I saw her play. She's like
the 6'11" girl.
Crazy tall. It's insane.
She's not tall. She really is.
She's not very good. Not fun.
Nah, but
tall as hell.
I hope she plays. They keep bringing her back. I think that's a sign.
Yeah.
Brianna Jones is a good player to get locked up. I think she's one of the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, hopefully she'll be ready.
Yeah.
Ready. Because she tore her Achilles in June. I don't know how long it takes to get back from that.
I wonder what the Sky are going to do. I mean, the Sky are going to be trash next year, but it's good they got Rebecca Gardner back. She was hurt all last year. And then Robin Parks is dope. She just plays ball. She'll pull up from three. She don't care.
She got a beautiful jumper.
She does. I love Robin Parks' jumper. She got some game. She balls, as we always say, the best WNBA players, they ball like dudes. It sets them apart. It really does. Just extra physical, extra rough. That's Robin Parks. She'll bang down low. She'll pull up from three on you.
And Chicago doesn't have a first-round pick.
No, they've been doing so bad.
They have the first pick in the second round.
Remember last year I was drawing up how the Sky should blow it up, and everyone in the group chat was calling me crazy at the time?
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, copper to the Sun. Like, trade Tiffany Hayes and some picks to the Sky. The Sky are clearly going nowhere. They have one star player, and then Elena Smith, who's just working her ass off. But after that, they really had nobody.
Courtney Williams.
You even lost Azare Stevens in free agency. Like, the Sky weren't made to succeed, so why keep Copper an extra year? And she loses value on a contract and in health and in age. You know, players only have a certain amount of time to really play and be at their prime. And They wasted a year of Copper's career last year that I thought she should have been on a contender. At least this year, maybe she can be.
She definitely is now.
Johannes is still on there. All right, so Tiffany Hayes retired. And this is also what I'm saying, is the Sun were contenders last year, and you had a girl who retired as your point guard.
And now
you didn't trade her. You didn't try to get assets and get better. Nothing. Kills me.
But the Sparks,
I don't think there's no other moves that we missed.
No.
This is all a long time ago, but this was all recent that we just talked about. So let's move on from the WNBA power rankings. I will say, just to wrap this up, Cloud and Copper is the deadliest backcourt in the NBA, maybe.
On defense.
In the WNBA next to Vegas.
But just on defense alone.
Yeah.
Those crazy.
Truly. Like, Copper's nothing to mess with. And Cloud, same thing. And Cloud's shot looked way better last year.
Yeah, she's still
if she could get the jumper raining, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's going to be scary.
You can hide Taurasi on defense more now, too.
You can.
Because Taurasi isn't going to play defense. We've known that since she started in the WNBA, that she's not going to play defense.
Yeah. And these are bigger guards, too. You know, I love Mariah Jefferson, but she's 5'5". That just is what it is. Now you have Cloud coming in, who's a little bit of a bigger guard. Also, Copper. Copper could play. She could guard 1 through 3. She could play 1 through 3.
For real.
She's a baller. She's like 6 feet, 6'1". She's wearing her long sleeves and just whopping people. Finishing, pumping, double clutch. Like, I love Copper. She really is amazing. And then Powers to the Dream, I think, is solid. She'll be a bucket next to Ryan Howard. And I think she'll actually be able to play because they can't screw Powers, you know? That team's not good enough to just throw her on the bench as Minnesota did last year. I think it was messed up. 2 years ago, Powers was their best player. And then you go into the next season and you bench her. That's weird. Weirdo behavior. Like, she didn't even play for the first couple of games. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, she barely played last year. They did her dirty.
If anything, it might have preserved her, and she'll be healthy for this season. So good luck to her with the dream. Also, I mean, Elena Smith, we mentioned going to the Lynx. The Lynx got a little bit better. But one that we should not forget, Satu Sabali signs a 1-year deal with Dallas. It's very interesting.
What does it all mean?
What does it all mean? Why would they do that? So I think Dallas has 1 year to win. If they don't win this year, write them off.
They're not winning this year.
They may.
I think there's at least 3 teams that are better than them.
Yeah.
I think Las Vegas, New York, and Seattle all better than them.
Seattle
with that big 4? Are you kidding me? That's scary. They're contenders to me right away.
So the Sun are out, and then even Phoenix. I mean,
well, I think Phoenix can be. I think Connecticut could be really good too, but it depends on if Alyssa Thomas comes back.
Yeah,
I think
if Alyssa Thomas doesn't come back, it could get really ugly. Because
this is more. There's more competition this year for Los.
Yeah. And we need some shooting. I mean, damn, the Mercury are just so freaking good. Look at how much defense they got. They even got Rebecca Allen.
Yep. And she was a great shot blocker.
Not only, right, Rebecca Allen got the longest arms in the league.
Blocking shots left and right last year.
Doesn't she look like a vampire? She looks like Nosferatu, like with the arms.
Lanky as hell.
Yo, she has the lankiest arms. She might be like, I don't know how tall she is. She might be like 6'2". Her wingspan looks like it's 8 feet.
Let me see what
She's just like scratching her ankles, standing straight up. She doesn't even have to bend. Sorry, Rebecca Allen, but it is your best trait too. You are one of the best shot blockers and got the quickest hands in the league. So if I talk about your extremely long arms, don't be offended. I think they're great on the court.
She's 6'2", yeah. You're right.
Yeah, 6'2", but I mean, I feel like her wingspan just feels incredibly long. Kind of like how Breonna Stewart's is, but Stewie's big. You know, she's like 6'5". So like kind of her 7-foot wingspan looks a little bit more symmetrical. Yeah. But I feel like Rebecca Allen's, she has a little bit of a smaller frame, still almost has that 7-foot wingspan. But yeah, so that's all of it for the WNBA. Thank you for sitting through that. That's very important to our fandom. We love the W. We grew up big Husky fans. I think that also ties into the Brady thing, right? Like, we're not as into the NFL as much anymore because of Brady. Like, growing up, we had so much greatness. Like, we got to see the Sun. Well, not the
Really?
Sun. I mean, the Huskies just be amazing for 25 years. And then we got to see the Patriots do the same thing. We just grew up in a generation and also in a region where it was just this powerhouse. So this is kind of what started our fandom and why we have these ties and why we root for these players. But last thing on the docket, do I have this pulled up? Let me share screen.
Was
All
PJ?
right, and we have the trade deadline. So really what started everything off, you could talk about the James Harden trade. I don't think that really set the table for free agency, or why I keep saying free agency, the trade deadline. I think this was the barometer. This is what set the stage, and all the value was derived off of this. So it was the Knicks trading for OG Anunoby, Flynn, and Achua, and the Raptors get RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and then the 2024 second-round pick from Detroit, which is more like a first-round pick. Here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we could get more of a view on it. But this 2024 second-round pick, if Detroit ends up, the worst team in the league, bottom 3, that means their second-round pick will be the 31st, 32nd, or 33rd pick in the draft, which is like a late first-rounder, and you also pay a lot less in the contract since it's in the second round. So this is a late first-round pick. You could look at it. So they got a late first, Quickley and Barrett for OG Anunoby, which both of these players kind of score more than OG Anunoby, and the Raptors were looking for offense. I think this was a big-time move for the Raptors. They get a first-round pick. And then the Knicks just get better overall. They don't need these points from IQ and RJ. What they need is solid defense, and also just the rest of the players. The cohesion is better with OG Anunoby, and he's flexible. He could play the 2, he could play the 3, you could slap him down at the 4 if you got to in situations. But I wouldn't bank on him being like a starting 4. I would hate that for OG. Next, we got a couple moves before the deadline. Gallo and Muscala for Bagley and Livers. Whatever. These are kind of cap filler, cap shaving moves. Any big moves here?
No, nothing.
No.
No, nothing.
So then this was the big move that everyone was waiting on. Raptors trade Siakam in a 3-team deal. So you get all kind of cap filler and some picks for Siakam. That's really what it was. But these were the big moves. The deadline didn't have as much big moves. The biggest trades were OG Anunoby, James Harden, Pascal Siakam. All happened before the deadline. Everything else after that is just this kind of subsequent just shifting. Like everyone's kind of rotating like volleyball in gym class. Everyone gets their turn. You get the serve. They're just kind of filling it out. Like Adams, he's been hurt for damn near 2 years straight. This is a nothing burger. That's all this is. This is just some contract movement. Here, I think, was very smart move by the Celtics. How do you feel about this one?
I liked it. I wish they could have gotten a wing, but I'm not really mad at it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I think Xavier Tillman is still out too. So
yeah, he is.
But I mean, I'm not mad at it. I wish they would have gotten some kind of wing, but I mean, I guess to add another center, add some more size to your team, add a little bit more depth to your bench because Lamar Stevens wasn't really playing that much. So I like it. I like it though.
And I remember what you were saying this past month. When Porzingis or Horford is out, Luke Cornett becomes your only option.
Exactly, and I hated that, and they still kept Cornett, but at least you have. I would think Tillman, when he's back and healthy, I think Tillman is going to be ahead of Cornett. I hope.
Right, and in certain situations where you hated to see Cornett, he's just too big. He can't guard this position. I think Tillman could fit in and be a little bit more mobile than what Cornett offers.
I agree.
Then you got this was a good move for the Wolves. because same as like the Al Horford theory where you kind of want somebody there. Obviously, you don't want anybody better than Al Horford because he does what he does. Same with Mike Conley Jr. You got Mike Conley, but having Monte Morris as a backup is huge. They did not need Shake Milton. He wasn't getting the minutes he should have. And Troy Brown Jr. is just some cap filler. But this was a big-time move for the playoffs, and it's going to help them.
I agree.
The Italian stallion, Simone Fontecchio, got traded to the Pistons. I don't know, man.
Anytime you get rid of Kevin Knox is a good thing. So
true. Good move for the Pistons. Did the Pistons also get Gallo?
Did they get Gallinari? I think they may have gotten Gallinari.
The Pistons have Danilo Gallinari and Simone Fontecchio. As an Italian, how do you feel? Tell the mic.
What more do you need? What more do you need on the Pistons now?
You feel like the guy with the little red, the zip up, and he's got the hair back. And the Gabagool.
Gabagool.
The Gabagool. Detroit, the home of Italians.
Yep. What more do you need? They're gonna win out for the rest of the year.
They need Nico Mannion, and then they're gonna beat the Magic in Paolo Banchero.
And they're gonna finish with the 10th playoff spot, or the
10th seed over the Magic because Paolo's not a real Italian.
Get that 4th playing spot.
All right, so then this one, I feel like this one is kind of stupid.
I'm okay. I mean, Corey Joseph wasn't doing much.
They have so much guards. What do they even need Corey Joseph for?
Yeah, so.
But I guess the Warriors were really desperate to get under the cap, to lower some money, and then also to get a pick next year.
And you were talking about it. Remember we were talking about it months ago where the Pacers have way too many guards?
Yeah.
Like half their team is guards, or more than half their team is guards.
They got to unload some guards and kind of just that like the shooting guard weird spot.
Yeah.
So, whatever. They get Corey Joseph. He's like just going to sit at the end of the bench. He's a vet. He's just there for the filler. Another one, just cap moves. That's really what the deadline was all about this year. As I said, the 3 best players, OG, Siakam, and Harden, were all traded prior to the deadline, like weeks before the deadline. In the Harden instance is months. He was traded November 1st, so this is 4 months before the deadline. This was an interesting move. Kelly Olynyk is now, the 3rd Canadian now on the Raptors? Like, they keep stocking up on Canadians to put up there in Toronto, which is cool, which is what they should have been doing this whole time. I'm all for bringing in some local guys, especially in a smaller market, especially in an international market. You should have some Canadians on your team representing you. When they drafted Delano Banton, I thought that was cool. They got rid of him right away. He was a Toronto native. His first bucket in the NBA was a half-court shot at the buzzer. Like, it kind of was cool. I feel like they should have felt him out a little bit more. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't see much happening with him. We got a brother traded in the league. Very sad for Brooke. He lost his bro, Robin.
You see him? He was still there that night reading a book.
I know. He stayed to watch the game. He's a good dude. I like the Lopez brothers. They're a little goofy. Even though I bought a Brooke Lopez jersey because my girlfriend's last name is Lopez, we sat courtside at a Bucks game, and we were yelling at Brooke Lopez. Giannis, I swear to God, I could get my girl over here. Giannis tapped Brooke. I had Christina turn around, and she was showing the Lopez. Giannis himself tapped Brooke Lopez on the shoulder. This is when Brooke was out with a bad back. He had back surgery last year.
Yep.
And he sat out for the first half of the year. Giannis taps Brooke, and Brooke wouldn't turn around. Granted, like I just said, he's off back surgery. Maybe he didn't want to twist weird. Maybe he had some stiffness, but he didn't turn. And my girl has never forgot it. She's like, I don't like Lopez anymore. He's not primo. Primo means cousin in Spanish. And he's not her cousin no more.
I don't like him either.
Yeah, we've written Brooke Lopez off. Robin Lopez, he hasn't proven himself bad yet, but Brooke didn't turn around and say hi.
Yeah.
We were the only Bucks fans sitting courtside at a Celtics-Bucks game. Like, just say what's up. We're showing love. We bought your jersey. You get a piece of the sale. Like, Giannis even acknowledged. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Giannis turned and was like, dude, look. Like, he genuinely tapped him and pointed, and Brook, like, shook his head. Like, I'm not turning. I'm not looking back there into the crowd.
Brook doesn't have that hook shot like Robin does either.
Right. Brook doesn't got the hook shot like Robin. So we're Team Robin out here. This was a good move for the Bucks. Pat Bev for Campaign. I think Campaign is a terrible, terrible, terrible player to have in an offense that moves. If you have him next to a guy who's like heliocentric, I think Campaign is a good guard to put if you put him next to like a Luka. It sounds funny to say this, but Campaign is a lefty, right? And the way he shoots is he doesn't line up straight to the basket where both feet are even. He has uneven feet, so one foot is in front of the other. He shoots sideways. So he shoots like this, like it's like on some sideways lefty stuff. But the way he catches, if you throw to him on one side of the court, he has to turn his body to catch it and then load up sideways to then shoot it like this. But if you set him up on one side of the court where he's catching from the right side, he doesn't have to turn his body and then readjust. Does this make sense? Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
It's like putting a lefty at shortstop. I mean, shortstop.
Or second base, yeah. Second base.
Or second base. Exactly. This is it. Thank you. And this is why it's important to play sports and to really be fully knowledgeable on all sports. Because this is what makes my take actually give some credence and make sense, is that he's basically like a lefty shortstop, lefty second baseman because of the way he shoots. And like, if he's going to be this lefty, which already is uncommon, and now he only can shoot from one side if he catches from a certain side, you can't have him be your backup point guard and facilitate and do these things. Like, he is at best a set shooter, a second action guy where the play kind of fails, the defense is shifted, then the star can kick it and he attacks maybe a shifting defense. He's a little bit better. But like I said, I don't want him facilitating. He can't really shoot off the dribble. He can't shoot off the catch unless he's catching from a certain side or certain angle or direction. So like, he's so situational, like he just doesn't fit what the Bucks needed. Pat Bev is a coach on the floor. He gets on people, and he also is like very positive too. Like, you'd be surprised. You know, he's always labeled as this crazy aggressive defender, this crazy guy, instigator. But with his team, he'll sit there and break it down, and he sees things on the court. Doc is not the best, coach. He's a great coach. Great. Excellent. But actually to be like a leader like a dictator almost, like, you need to go in there and have some power with these vets. And I think he's going in there and he's like kind of handling things with kid gloves still. Like, he's just like not being aggressive. He knows it's Giannis's locker room. He doesn't want to offset anything. He doesn't want to be the reason why Giannis leaves the Bucks, then the Bucks hate Doc. And it's just this whole thing where I feel like he's even going in there, walking on eggshells, being a little scary. Patrick Beverley is going to come in there and look at everyone as their peer, a peer, and he's going to check everybody and put them in the proper boxes. Yeah, I like the move for Pat Bev. He's the coach they needed, ironically.
What about did you like the Daniel Gafford move to the Mavericks?
Oh my God, that move is incredible. He's the best backup big in the NBA now.
I thought so too. I thought that was a great one.
Gafford's incredible. And then you got Lively, who's also really good for a rookie. He passes well. He's great. I love Lively. He's been out though. He's hurt a lot.
Yeah, I like what the Mavericks did at the deadline. The Mavericks may have had the best trade deadline. If we're talking about just the day of the deadline, it was them and the Knicks who did the best. Yeah.
Yeah, the Knicks killed it. Anyone says otherwise, they don't know. The Knicks killed it. This one right here, I think, was a good move for the Nets. Straight up. Get off Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's eating up like $20 million in cap. He's not playing. He's pouting. He's throwing tantrums on Twitter. Like, be done with him. Done. You trade him for a guy instead of $20 million in 1 year, which that's what Dinwiddie is. He's a rental. Trade him for Schroeder, who's $10 million a year, plays harder, and facilitates better.
He played well last night.
Yeah, he did. He had 15 points, 10 assists, and he looks like the guy that the Nets need. You know, he drives to the cup with reckless abandonment, and he opens up the lane for all the shooters. Cam Thomas can hit a set three. Mikal Bridges can hit a set three. Cam Johnson can hit a set three. Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, they got the guy now. They found their facilitator. I love it. And Schroeder plays more defense than he ever did. I'd say the past 3 years, he's been grinding on defense compared to old Schroeder.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Much better defender than Dinwiddie is.
Yeah. Because Schroeder, when he first came into the league, was a good defender. Then he went through this bad defender era where he, like, became the star six man, and then he got his own team. Like, he did a little too much. He got a little Hollywood on us on defense. But now he's back to hustling, which I really like to see.
With the Lakers, he was a really good defender, I thought.
Yeah, he really locked in. And still this year, I thought he still was playing decent for the Raps. As we said, best trade of the deadline was the Knicks getting Bojan and Burks. Like, big-time win. I can't even believe it happened, but it did.
It seemed like, I mean, that's just too easy. I thought the Knicks.
I mean, this is just $20 million of dead money, Fournier. Malachi Flynn doesn't even play. Grimes is the only one that they're really, like, separating. And then Ryan Arcidiacono, he's just a filler. He doesn't play. Yes, he's part of Villanova, and he's part of their crew, and he's boys with everybody. But they got to make some moves now to actually win.
And Quinn Grimes was playing less and less, too, because of Dante DiVincenzo, even OG Anunoby when he was there. So he was seeing less and less minutes anyway. And then even before they made all these trades for Anunoby, they had Quickly and Barrett, and then they moved Grimes to the bench because he wasn't happy with his minutes and his shot attempts. So he wasn't really that key of a piece with the Knicks anyway.
Right.
So just to get rid of those four guys to me was a good thing. And then you look at Alec Burks in the season he had with the Knicks, whenever that was, a couple seasons ago, when they finally made it back to the playoffs. He was key in that. I mean, in the fourth quarter when you needed some buckets, he was that guy. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, who's, you know, averages 20 plus points per game, he was the best scorer on the Pistons last season. So the Knicks, they really hit the jackpot there.
They did. This Thunder move I thought was really good because Hayward is better than Giddey. Just is what it is at this point. And then at the same time, Trey Mann gets like a team where he could try stuff out. It's the Charlotte Hornets, you know? They just care about, you know, some gold chains, some diamond chains, actually, I should say. Gold chains don't matter to them. Diamond chains. They got to have diamonds in them or they don't care. Did you see that video?
What is it? They're all looking at jewelry and stuff?
Yeah, the Hornets team iced them out. They're looking at jewelry. Like, you know what jewelry they need to look at? Championship rings and learn how to get one.
They're nowhere.
That's what they got to learn. They got to learn how to get this one. Not nothing hanging around their neck.
And they lost White Bird.
They lost White Bird, but the Thunder now have the White Bird.
So they're not getting there anytime soon, and now the Thunder are.
They are.
Do you think Gordon Hayward could be in the starting lineup?
I think he could replace Giddey because Giddey can't shoot at all. And then it would also give Giddey, like, he could run the second unit, and I think he might be better at that.
That's a solid team the Thunder have.
Yeah. For
years to come.
What else we got? We got this one was like the stupidest trade I've ever seen. It didn't make sense for anyone. Like, Royce O'Neal, they got too much guards, right? And Royce O'Neal is a 6'4" power forward. He's a great shooter, but, like, you got 2 6'4" power forwards in this trade, David Roddy and Royce O'Neal. Weird trade.
I don't even know.
Grizzlies get Chimezi Metu. This makes sense. Some big help. They need help. All their bigs are gone or hurt. Adams gone, hurt and gone. Tillman hurt and gone.
Brandon
Clark hurt.
Yep.
So all you got is Jaren Jackson and Santi Aldama. So Metu in Utah, this makes sense for what they want to do. They want to survive this year, and they need somebody to be out there.
Right.
Then Nets, I mean, Jordan Goodwin's kind of like a whatever. Keita Bates Diop is actually a really good wing.
I like
that.
Yeah, you like Diop.
I like Diop. I liked him last year on the Spurs. I thought a team should have traded for him last year. It's just sad he kind of found a contender, sort of, with the Sun in free agency, and then already now is getting traded out to get Kevin Durant's best friend, Royce O'Neal.
Right.
And that's the only reason why the trade really happened, is because KD is saying, hey, if you want to win a championship, I need my boys. I need this. He's making all these demands to be the best he could be. So
I'm not mad at them getting Royce O'Neal, though. I don't think that's a bad piece to have off the bench.
Oh, no. Definitely not a bad piece. But I just don't know. He's not the stopper Bates Diop is, but Bates Diop is not the shooter Royce O'Neal is. Do they need that much shooting, though? I feel like I
mean, you got Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, Eric Gordon.
Yep.
That's a lot of shooting right there.
A lot of shooting. So, anyway, they add an extra shooter. He's a really good set shooter, 40% or higher. He's been knocked down. He's damn near like 45% this year. Just if he shoots it, he makes it. It's the way it feels. Buddy Hield, this was a big trade for the 76ers for sure. Huge.
Oh, the Pacers have been talking about trading Buddy Hield for at least a year now. So they finally.
This was a big time move. I think the PJ Washington move was really good too. PJ is way better than Grant. Everyone just keeps saying they're almost the same player, and it's mind-boggling because they're not.
Like PJ Washington can score on his own, and Grant.
Yeah.
PJ Washington can go out and get his own bucket. Grant Williams definitely cannot do that. Nope. And he can't shoot threes. He was shooting threes pretty good early in the season. Now he's falling way off and out of the line. But I like that the Mavericks had some depth too. You got Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington off the bench. I love that.
Yep. And one thing that I realized from this, Seth Curry gets to go home.
Yep. That was pretty cool.
Because they were talking about Steph potentially getting traded if he wanted out of the Warriors. That was a rumor that started. And he would probably want to go to the Hornets because that would be the only other team that he would play for.
Yeah.
So it was just interesting. And then maybe that was just a hint that this trade was coming. But just you have to know it's the other Curry brother, not Steph.
Right. But I really like what the Mavericks did. And you could
this was
start both. You could start Washington and Gafford.
I just don't see where the Gafford trade was.
It was I think you went past it. It was a little bit lower, maybe the 6th of the.
Here it is. Yep. Yeah, acquire big man Gafford for Sean Holmes. I mean, this is the Thunder's first round pick. The Thunder are going to be good this year. They're going to finish with a top record. This is a top 20 to 25 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not the best, but at the same time, if you had the 25th pick 3 years ago, you could have drafted Cam Thomas. He got drafted at 27th.
Here we go. It all circles back. It all circles back to Cam Thomas.
It all circles back to Cam Thomas. No, but even Jalen Brunson,
right?
Second-round pick. So anyone in the first round could have picked him. If you had the 30th pick in the draft, you still could have got Jalen Brunson, but you didn't. You know? So this could be really good. It could have a lot of value. And the Wizards get to rebuild a little bit because Gafford, I mean, he's not like a franchise cornerstone piece to build around to really make you feel good. So the Wizards are better off getting another pick, getting something, and then just finishing out the year as best as they can. But this is a big move for the Mavs. Luka loves lob guys. Gafford's bouncy. It's a good pairing.
I agree.
I don't think we have anything else. What? We got the Celtics trading Delano Banton.
Said he's going to get waived too.
Toronto's finest. Yeah, he's going to get waived. He's probably not even going to play in the league. This was an interesting move.
Jaden
Springer for next year's second-round pick.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Jaden Springer.
You haven't? He played a lot with the 76ers the past month.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot from him.
He plays. He's a hustle guy, but he could score too. He could get hot. He finishes around the rim. He's an interesting player. It's just like he won't have those opportunities on the Celtics.
And they did that at the last second, that Springer move.
They did. I think it was all right, though, because if you look at – we'll jump to the Celtics roster real quick. Who do you have in the guard spot, really? Brissett plays the 4-5. He's listed as a forward guard, but he's not.
Yeah, I don't think of him as a guard.
So, riddle me this.
You have Derek White.
7, and he plays small ball 5, and he's listed forward guard. Jaylen Brown, 6'6", just listed as a forward. Doesn't he start at the 2 sometimes?
Jaylen Brown, yeah, he could start at the 2.
Well, he used to, but now I guess with Derek White and Drew Holiday, I guess he's the 3. But it's just funny that, like, this dude literally plays small ball 5, and he's listed as a guard, and he's taller than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, the positions they have set up are always weird.
Yeah. But seriously, like, how much guards do they really have? J.D. Davidson, Drew Holiday, and J.D. don't play.
Yeah,
They got Drew Holiday, Derek White,
Peyton Pritchard. They had Lamar. They traded Lamar Stevens. They
traded Lamar Stevens. They need a big body guard. They really do. And I think 22-year-old Jaden Springer is going to be a better option potentially in the playoffs if he knows his plays and if he knows the offense and defense and rotations. He'll be better than Peyton Pritchard.
I agree.
He's bigger than him. He really is. Like, and on defense, Springer's a bigger dude. You know, there's some guys who are like 6'4" and like lanky and stuff, but he actually, like, he's got some mass. Like, he's got wider shoulders. He's a big guard.
Yeah. How tall is Pritchard?
6'1" if he's lucky.
Yeah, that's what I would.
And he's just small. You know, Jaden Springer just looks bigger out there, and I bet he feels bigger too, like playing against him.
Pause.
Yeah, so I think that was a big-time move. If you're going to lose Lamar Stevens, getting Jaden Springer in there, who's a better ball handler and just a more promising prospect, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at what they did for the deadline this year. They didn't need to do a whole lot.
They don't need a second-round pick next year either.
Right.
They draft well. They have a great G League team, the Maine Red Claws, who just like – are they the Maine Celtics now?
I think so.
I think they changed their name. But either way, like, the team is built so well. Even Kita's not that bad for having your 4th big man.
I'd take him over Cornette too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you got some good players. Weird he's not listed as a forward center.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, it's weird how they set up these positions.
Yeah, but Cornette's labeled as a forward.
Yeah. Well, doesn't play like a center, so.
When's the last time you seen Cornette play the 3?
I don't know. I don't want to see him playing at all.
It's just goofy. But yeah, so that is Super Bowl Sunday for you guys. We talked, obviously, the Super Bowl, the Kobe Bryant statue. We did some fast break for Top Shot, the trade deadline, and most importantly, the WNBA trade deadline, or the free agency for them. I think the free agency for the WNBA was better than the NBA this year.
I agree.
Off of all the players that switched, it's like real names. And the WNBA is 12 teams. The competition is so tight. So, like, when these moves are happening, like, it is not only franchise shifting, it is conference and the entire league shifting for one move.
Yep.
Like, you take Breanna Stewart and you drop her on the Sun, changes the league. You take Asia Wilson and you put her on the Dream, changes the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real shit. That doesn't happen in the NBA. There's 30 teams. There's more competition, different threats from different angles. But the W
isn't as much of an
to see teams, the East get stripped of 2 top guards and get put on one team in the West is crazy.
Yeah.
Cloud, one of the best point guards in the East. Off the Mystics. Now she's starting for Phoenix. Copper, the best shooting guard, small forward out there in the East.
Yep.
Now on Phoenix. She's with one of the best bigs in the league. Well, who's the top 3 for top 3 bigs? Obviously, Asia Wilson. Then who are the next 2?
Do you consider Brianna Stewart a big?
Yep, Stewie. Then who's the next one? It's Griner.
Oh, Griner, yeah. Griner.
It's Griner.
Yeah.
So you got one of the top point guards in the league. You got one of the top shooting guard, kind of wings, small forward. She'll play with Taurasi. I think Taurasi will play the 3.
Yeah.
Maybe even the 4 if she's got to figure something out.
Yeah, she's definitely taking a step back, Taurasi, which is good, which I think is a good thing, though.
Yeah, it makes sense why Taurasi is slowing down, but watching her defend sometimes is disgusting.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. It's great that you have Cloud and Copper to hide her on defense.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about as many defensive breakdowns, hopefully. She'll have to do less. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about it. But, yeah, you got some of the top players in the league all on Phoenix now.
Yep.
Like, I'll take Copper over almost anybody. I've been screaming it from the rooftop since her rookie year. I've loved Kalea Copper. I think she's incredible. I think she's a championship-level player. We'll see. We'll see if that all comes to fruition.
They might have the squad for it this season.
And, I mean, she won a ring and was damn near the best player on the Sky. If you put –
Well, she won Finals MVP.
She won Finals MVP. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you really think about it, like, Copper is incredible. And if you put her around other good players, she just completes the puzzle for you. She does everything else. She's going to play defense. She'll set screens. She'll run the pick and roll. Like, she could do both sides of a pick and roll. She could play defense. She could hit a set shot. She'll attack a rotating defense. She'll do whatever. Like, I love Copper. I've seen her play a star player. I've seen her play a complimentary. She does everything well.
Yep.
Like, we could look at the Mercury roster real quick. Hopefully it's updated. Let me see.
They have Sophie Cunningham too. Remember they got into it, Kalea Copper and Sophie Cunningham?
Oh yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna work out.
I seen something on Twitter about that. Someone posted it like immediately when the trade happened.
Because there's a great picture of, I think, Cunningham on the ground and Copper staring her down after she hit a shot.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that last year. All right, here we got let me zoom in real quick. Just to wrap this up, I really want to emphasize what the heck is going on in Phoenix. Robert Sarver sold the team, and now it's a new owner.
He's making moves.
He's making moves. First thing he did was sign Mariah Jefferson to a 3-year deal last year.
And
Next thing he did, trade her. Which was probably the best move. Still, I mean, I wouldn't want Mariah Jefferson on this team, just to be real. I mean,
no,
it would be
not
cool
at this
to have
point.
her in the back. I'd take her over Suge Sutton. But still, like, this team's already made. Natasha Cloud's 5', like I said, bigger guard. Copper, 6'1". Cunningham, they're all tall. Becca Allen, 6'2". Birch, 6'4". Taurasi, 6 feet. Where's Griner? She didn't resign?
I thought she was back with the team. Maybe she's a free agent right now. I would think she's going to resign, though.
Yeah, she probably has a promise to resign because they're not bringing in bigs.
Yeah, I would think so.
And if I was Griner and I seen Copper and Cloud just join my team, yeah, I'm signing up for another season.
Yeah, I'm signing right away.
Like, sign me up quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Griner will be on this team more than likely. And yeah, you just have a squad now. Like, what do you think the starting lineup is? Cloud,
Copper, Tarazi, Cunningham, and Griner.
You think Tarassi's going to go to the 4?
Oh, I wasn't saying in that order. I was just saying 5. Tarazi will probably be. Tarazi can't go to the 4. She's got to be.
But then you don't space like Cunningham could shoot.
Yeah, now you have. Yeah, Tarazi and Cunningham.
I like these 3. I like if it was Cloud, Cunningham, Copper as your first 3 point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Power forward is the question on this team.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cunningham could probably be the 4.
You think Cunningham would go to the 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets down and dirty. I would say Rebecca Allen.
Yeah, Rebecca Allen too. Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't offer the scoring and stuff.
She can still shoot the 3 though. She can still shoot the 3. I don't think as good as Cunningham, but she's probably a better defender than Cunningham.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good problem.
Be good next to Shug Sutton coming off the bench.
I think it's a good problem to have, though.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
It's not like you're limited like you were last season.
Right. But yeah. All right. So I think Phoenix is going to be pretty good as long as they retain Griner. This is a top team.
I agree.
Like, you got a real 6-man. It's arguable that, a 6-man scorer, she might even be 7th because Rebecca Allen might be the one coming off the bench being the real 6-man.
Right.
But yeah, you got Taurasi. Taurasi just needs to bulk up and be a hustle guy next year.
I don't know if she's going to do that in whatever year.
She needs to lift, put on about 10 pounds of muscle, and just box out.
I don't know if she'll do that. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll do that. Oh, Katie Sissoko's on this team too? I remember her last year. She played for USC. She was a rookie last year. There was rumors that she was good, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I didn't see it last year.
Yeah. But damn, the Storm. I got to check the Storm roster one last time. You're right, though. The Storm could be scary.
Just those 4? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Right, because you got Skylar, Joelle Lloyd,
Magbagor, and Agumake.
Ezzy and NECA, but also Jordan Horston.
She could be in the starting lineup.
She's the 3.
Yeah, she could be in the starting lineup there. Or she should be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, that team's elite.
That's what I'm saying.
That's an elite starting 5. Diggins, Jewel Lloyd. Horston's the real deal. Fuck what you heard. She's incredible.
No, she is.
NECA and then Ezzy. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Chief. This is the squad right here. And Dulcie was decent last year. Remember Dulcie had a couple games, couple double-doubles?
Yeah.
Jade's a solid point guard. She was a rookie last year, coming from Australia. Mercedes Russell got some minutes last year. She's not too good, though.
She's a good backup big, though. I'm not mad at her.
Backup. She gets a little rough. She'll foul. And then Joyner Holmes. Remember Joyner Holmes?
Yeah.
Solid third big.
Played with the Sparks.
She loved playing with her lashes on, too. Look, this is what I'm saying. Look, Katie Sissoko right here. Then you got Joyner Holmes with the lashes.
Yep.
How cool is that? She was number 24 for the Los Angeles, taking Kobe's number, and now she's number 8.
Respect.
All right, guys. We out of here until next week.
Adios.
Adios.